awesome community. Hello, crypto. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're doing well. Another awesome week in crypto, another awesome week in Titanx. We have been going sideways now for a little bit of time, but the builders are building hard. The communities are working hard. Everybody is busting their balls in the background at the minute. Taking it. I hope you're taking advantage of the little bit of a dip and adding to your stacks, because we're going to be talking about plenty of stacks on the show tonight. Another project getting launched in the Titan X ecosystem. But yeah, there really is so much coming on. We've got Callum on the show tonight, who's launching Phoenix this weekend. We have got Utah Crypto and the Dude coming on to talk about their new project, Stax. Everyone kind of committed left field. Didn't see that one coming, but it is going to be there's going to be a lot getting built within the Inferno Kingdom over the next. I'm going to say by the end of January, there could be 7 or 8 projects launched within the wonderful Inferno Kingdom. So tonight we're obviously going to chat with Callum about his launch this weekend, but we're going to deep dive into the Stax white paper. So yeah, come on up, guys. We'll get into the meat and bones.
Hey.
Dude, Utah and Callum. Wow,
Hello.
what a show! What a show! How's it going, Callum?
Going good. I can't wait to learn about Stax. Yeah, I caught the first stream with Mo, but I want to get deep dive into it and understand it on a deep level.
The dude coming up with more easy buttons for Titan X. Dude, how you feeling?
Excellent. Like, I'm so happy with how E280 mechanics have worked out, and like we're tweaking it with Element 369, tweaking it again with Stax, and like this is fire.
Okay, before I ask you, Utah, I just want to say, dude, you're knocking it out of the park with all these projects. I think you are in your absolute, I don't know, a bit of a cliche, but you're in your element building all these protocols.
Thank you. I'm not stopping here. Like, I've got other stuff that I'm really excited about as well, but they're going to be on different chains. So like, I'm excited to utilize X28 once it launches on some other chains. Like, I can't wait. Like, the first half of next year is going to be just jam packed with more work for me. No doubt.
It's a no rest till 2026. Now is the time. Utah, obviously we worked together on Blaze and Inferno, and a little bit of a hiatus. How's it feeling to be launching another project again finally?
It feels really good. Like, I swore I was never going to launch another one. I was like, yeah, that was enough for me. But sometimes I wasn't going to launch one just to launch one, right? Just because everybody else was launching one. It's just, I saw E280, I fell in love with E280, and like almost instantly I had an idea. And I was like, I'm going to reach out to Dude because I have another easy button idea for him. And
so
dude loved it, and here we are.
Here we are indeed. So you were obviously a lot of the time whenever we launched Blaze. Blaze it didn't get the real hype kind of start that we all hoped, but it did trickle along and build a little bit of momentum, and it's always been there, just doing its thing in the background. And you've always wanted to start to add to what it does. So what was the original thinking behind Stax, and knowing that you wanted to build on top of Blaze, how did the ideas for Stax come about?
Well, Stax was I just thought to myself, well, what if we had a easy button, an NFT that could represent all the staking pools on Titan X? Because staking was kind of front of mind, right? Because Blaze is a staking protocol. And I was like, well, what if we had something that could represent all the staking protocols on Titan X wrapped in an NFT? And then build it in such a way to where it doesn't just become this giant monster and take over everything, you know what I mean? But still give people the option to be liquid staked. And then once we get into Stacks, you'll see more. I don't want to talk too much, but yeah, it just kind of was, me, I'm old school. I like the staking. I like those kinds of things, I like a set it and forget it kind of situation. I don't want to be here trying to do game theory on all these different all these different protocols all the time. Some people do, but that's not really my thing.
Yeah, because I remember you always wanting to come up, because we talked in the background many times about what we could do in Blaze and things like that, and it was always big part of the conversation is always, but we can't dilute the current stakers. You really can't try to, take away from, can't build something that takes over the staking pool. You've got to add value to the system. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys have come up with for Stax. Before we get into the white paper, Callum, how you feeling about the launch coming up this weekend?
I can't wait. Yeah, I mean, you guys have all obviously launched projects before, so you probably know the feeling, but nervous, excited. I just can't wait to get out. And I'm so excited that other projects are building as well in the Inferno Kingdom, in the Blaze Kingdom. And I can't wait to learn more about Stax.
Yeah, awesome. What's the launch time? Just so people know, you want to give us a quick rundown on what the launch time is and stuff?
Yeah, so it would be 5 p.m. UTC. And yeah, you can come in, mint your tokens, and then 24 hours later, you'll be able to claim them. And yeah, the party begins then on Saturday.
Yeah, because it kind of feels like there was a little bit of a lull for a while, for a few weeks now. But there's going to be so much happening over the next I think the next 4 weeks. It's going to be interesting to see what happens over Christmas this year. I don't know whether, there's people will end up needing to take a break or not wanting to launch projects over Christmas. Will there be a couple of weeks break where people don't launch anything? Because many of the things that we're working on are so damn close as well. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, good luck. We'll good luck for Saturday. Yeah, Josh, I wonder, is Josh still there? They can bring up the white paper. Can any of you guys bring up the white paper?
I want to point out also that we're looking at putting together another stream to go over Inferno, Flux, Kingdom specifically, and including Phoenix and Element 369, Alien X, all those goodies. That'll be fun as well.
I think we're doing that on Thursday, are we?
Yeah, that's the tentative. I don't think we set a time yet for it, but I'm available. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that there is. Okay, so let's just talk about Inferno and what's doing at the minute. Inferno hasn't really went on its second run. It's like, you see, I just look at it like all these other meme coin charts that did their pump. It had an awesome run up. There was so much hype behind Inferno, and that's why so many people and so many builders have decided to build on top of it. But its price performance hasn't been anything special since since it kind of 2 weeks after the mint ended, when the hype and the top happened. Obviously it dumped for a while. Now it's just kind of going sideways, bobbing up and down. But I really do feel good about, the potential of it. Almost 60% of the supply. Is it maybe over 60% now? Is it Utah? They hit 59% of the supply gone.
We're almost at 59, but
Almost
that
59.
only counts what's actually burned. That doesn't count what's locked up in other places. Like on Alien X, you've got a lot of Inferno locked up in their vault, and I think E280 has quite a bit of Inferno themselves locked up over there too. So that's just what's been burned. That doesn't count what's locked up other places. So, and once this ecosystem starts firing off, more Inferno gets burned. It's they're sleeping on Inferno. I'm not. I'm packing my
Yeah,
bag.
I don't think a lot of people are. I just think it's when the ecosystem starts pumping, and all these projects that are getting launched just keep adding fuel to the fire. I think there will be a point where it has to absolutely, I hope it absolutely starts ripping. Because all these different projects and all the people that come in, they're all kind of, it's in a way they're all kind of having to be behind Inferno as well. Inferno performs well. All the coins in the sort of the Inferno Kingdom will hopefully perform well as well. Yeah. So, but there is just so much we've seen. Just even seeing the launch of Flux. Flux really did help it a lot in terms of burning and just participation, things like that. Flux E369, Alien X kind of. Alien X launched at a really difficult time. It launched at the top of the Titan X kind of hype phase, and its whole the whole life, the whole 8 weeks of Alien X, the chart was going down. It ended up in negative ROI every mint of the week, and it got to the point where you didn't want anybody minting. It's like, okay, let's just let it happen and leave the supply nice and low. So there's a few things, the blaze pools hitting the two longer term pools hitting $500,000 each, almost $500,000 each. That's easily going to start pumping. So yeah, and like you mentioned there, just with Alien X holding so much Inferno as well, locked off the market. Another little thing for Inferno as well is that we actually have, I think, we've got about 8 billion worth of Inferno in fees. So that will most likely get burnt off the market as well. So it's just so many things that people haven't even started to talk about yet, and we're just waiting until we get all these projects launched, and there's going to be a hell of a lot more hype going on.
Yeah, if I could just add to that, I think Flux has done so much for Inferno because it's the biggest Inferno burner, and obviously it's leveraging Inferno. So if Inferno does well, Flux does well, and Flux can burn even more Inferno. So all these projects that are coming out and burning more Inferno as well, it's like this. It's going to be this whole lever effect of more burning, because the way I see Inferno, it's a perfect launch pad for projects to build on, because like you said, almost 60% of the entire supply is burnt, never coming back. And it's completely like it was just made by you guys for the community, just put out there. So it's the perfect base for everyone to come and build on. And we're seeing it because all these new projects are coming to support Inferno.
Yeah, the fireworks really haven't started yet. You're all over the place as well, dude. E369. How are you happy with how it's going so far?
Absolutely, yeah. Like the first distribution was like 30% ROI on your NFT, something like that. Like, how much better can you expect of a payout on the very first one? Like, this is perpetual payouts forever, and you already get 30% back on your first. Like, yeah, it was beautiful. So I'm very happy with it, and I think Flux will do well with. I'm excited to see Phoenix come out and see what it does, because it's going to add, they're not going in the auctions, which I like to see, because we are in the auctions, and they're going to attack it straight up on the market side. And yeah, this would be very interesting. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, so I mean, just Rich Landon saying there, Flux, Inferno, E369, Stax, Godex. There's so many, even things that
Flare as
I
well.
can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flare, Phoenix.
Mm.
Yeah, it's kind of insane what is getting built out.
Yeah, plenty to talk about on Thursday. I would say.
I kind of like it that it's not many people are looking at Inferno as well. It's kind of like we're the underdogs, but I feel like there's so much stuff getting built. It's just ready to explode, in my opinion.
Yeah, quick one on that as well. We've been out screeching "fuck the KOLs" for a long time, but I think we are going to try and get Inferno a little bit more attention, a few more new eyeballs on Inferno by just dropping out a few videos or something with some of these asshole KOLs. But I think it's just for the sake of the ecosystem, we've got so much built that I think it would be a shame not to at least give it a try and see what happens. I don't know whether people agree with that or not, but it's happening, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really see any negative outcome for the community or the token itself. It's just, at worst case, you just wasted some money on a KOL and brought zero new users. I feel like that's worst case scenario.
Yeah, that's like, I did sort of make a comment that we could be absolutely pissing in the wind, but it has I've seen definitely when we're digging into it and doing a bit of research, we have seen some of the people that have used certain KOLs that definitely have got a bit more exposure. So I definitely do think it's worth a shot.
Mm-hmm.
So who's got the white paper, dude? Have you got the white paper or Utah?
It's the links in the private chat if you want to click. I would prefer one of you guys to share, because my internet goes to shit when I start sharing the screen.
Okay, let me see if I can. What's in the private chat? Let's see.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can post that in the public chat as well, just so people can follow along.
So Utah, did you kind of come to Dude with this idea as soon as you saw Element 280? So you saw Element 280 and you were like, right, this is the idea, and you bring it straight to Dude.
Yep, I brought the concept to him, and then Dude is the dude, right?
Yeah.
So he says, well, what about this and what about that, and what if we do it this way and that way? And I'm like, yes, let's do this. And then we just started going. Me and Dude, man, we cook together. I enjoy working with Dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not throwing any shade at the Blaze team or anything like that. But like I shared before on the other stream, when you have 8 founders in all over the world, and you've got to vote on certain issues, it can take forever to get anything done. But with me and Dude, we're only 2 hours apart on our time zones. There's only 2 of us, so we push things through really quick. It's just much easier.
Nice. Yeah. So was it kind of like a sales pitch to Dude that you had to put forward, or was it straight away, yeah, let's jump on board on this, I want to build it?
Yeah, it was just a DM.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I got an idea for something like E280. And then then he offered like, well, you want to build a whole new website for this? You want to do this? You want to do that? I was like, no, I want to put a tab on Element website and have it be a part of that ecosystem and part of that portfolio, because I was inspired by what you're doing already. So, he was more than gracious, but I was like, no, this is all part of it, man. Let's do it.
Okay, so that's the first thing that before we even start to dig into the white paper. So it's going to be another section on the Element 280 website.
Yes. Yeah. It just like Element 369's got its own drop down menu. We're gonna add another drop down menu for Stax, and then it'll have its own, mint page, its own user vaults, docs, and all that good stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so who's going to take it away? Overview. What on earth is Stax?
Yeah, I can start it off with. I mean, quite simply put, it's the staking easy button. So if you know anything about Element 280, a lot of the mechanics are very similar. There's the token and an NFT, which is backed by the token. Yeah, like there's so much going on, and if you are a set and forget type of guy, this is catered to you, because you can just mint this NFT and forget about it, and it'll do all the work for you in the background. And like, what does this do? These points that we have listed out on the overview, I think pretty much say it all. Number one, auto compounding. Like, how that's nothing else in the ecosystem offers that. I feel like, except for Element 369, I'll say that. But auto compounding, I think, is huge. It's a game changer. And then liquid staking is also huge. You can get access to these longer pays better and access to these premier pools without actually having to commit to it. Because like, we're gonna do the committing on our end, and then these rewards will get distributed via the buy and burn and the NFT holders. So as staking payouts come out, it's going to be buying and burning stacks. So you're going to see that price appreciation in the token without actually having to lock them up. So at any point you can just say, all right, I got what I wanted out of this, and you can burn your NFT, dump your tokens, and move on. So you're getting that max stake, that max bonus without actually having to commit to it. More consistent payouts, also huge. All of these staking protocols, they ebb and flow. TitanX is a perfect example. It was paying out huge. Right now it's not. Will mining come back? That's remaining to be seen. But just with these protocols, staking payouts coming in and out, by having a smaller stake, instead of going all in on one pool, you've got a bunch of smaller stakes spread out across all of these pools. Now, when one's not paying out, another one is paying out. And so you're getting much more consistency on your rewards and your passive income.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about it that way, but that's a really good point. I like that one.
Yeah, and then adaptable to stay current with these new staking protocols. And again, if say like a protocol does dry up, well, we can just stop allocating tight necks to that protocol. You know, the position that we have built is locked forever, but we can stop adding to it and then start reallocating those funds to other pools that are paying out. And being able to adjust the percent allocation will help us, you know, move between these protocols. And say a protocol dries up and then 6 months later it starts paying out again, we can easily just readjust funds right back to that so that we're compounding into that position again. So just being adaptable is, I think, really good for the user, because again, this is the easy button. You just hold the NFT and you do nothing. And we will make sure that these allocations are going to where they should be going to get payouts. And the buy and burn, you know, never runs dry in this scenario. Like we're getting staking payouts from, you know, several protocols. So as long as one of those protocols is paying out, that's feeding our buy and burn. So there's always concerns with people like, well, what happens when the V1, you know, runs out, or, you know, like there's always that concern, and people are just like, oh, the buy and burn's empty, this project's dead. And, you know, like even when that's not the case, a lot of people lean heavily on the buy and burn. So I'm happy to say that like this one will always be getting at least a trickle of, you know, X28 for the life of this protocol, for the life of Titanx.
Yeah, that's a great point. There is a lot, there's a lot of projects where the ban burns do run out. They get they get a lot of money in at the start. But it's interesting that you will always just, like you say, you pump some Titanx into a certain staking protocol, and you're going to get something coming back all the time. So that's not a really interesting point there, man. Lovely, love it so far.
Yep. And last, and also my favorite point, is that an NFT holder never gets diluted. That is the number one complaint we hear from any stakers is, oh, my stake's getting diluted. I've got to add more to my position to keep up with that same share of the pool. With this NFT design, once the 28-day mint phase is over, like your share of the pool is locked in and can only increase as others burn their NFT to exit the system. No more can be reintroduced. So like if you're familiar with E280, and like we've seen it in the chat, every NFT burn, everyone's cheering. Like my share of the pool is going up, my share is going up, and they're doing nothing. They're just sitting on an NFT, earning rewards every week, and their share is growing. It's that simple. And so to me, that's massive, and that's one of the key elements that I really love about the Element 280 and 369 and Stax. Like that NFT system is amazing.
Yeah, because look, I love NFTs even from the last cycle. Obviously, these ones with utility are completely different to 10,000 collection JPEGs. But there's been said a lot of, even it has even been said in the Titanx ecosystem that NFTs are a waste of time. They don't really work. But what we've seen you create with with E280 definitely changed the game, and it's nice to see you've got part of that same idea getting built into this one as well.
Yeah, we've tweaked it with 369, and we've tweaked it again with Stax, and like I'm really excited to see Stax go live and see how it performs. The tweaks that we've made, I think, make this even better. And we're already in discussions on like then we, as in like the Helios ecosystem, we had a VC call today talking about, how is Helios doing and where's our future headed. But we're talking about just tweaking this again, because some of this tech is, I think, amazing. And E280 was a great success. I think Stax is going to be a great success. And like I think there's even more to do with this concept that I'm really excited to bring to market. So
You anything you want to add on the overview here?
Excuse me. Not really on the overview. Just the fact that you can buy the tokens if you want. You can mint the tokens, and just hold the tokens for price appreciation.
Ooh, get the LFTs. Got to give you a stack of those
Yeah, yeah,
rewards
yeah.
called Stax.
Or
Fuck's
or you
sake.
mint or you mint the NFTs, and you get those rewards, forever. And like dude was saying, you'll never get diluted. I mean, I look at these kinds of things. So Crypto Awesome said it the best. We're standing at the base of a mountain as far as Titan-X. If you believe in this ecosystem and you believe in what's going on here, we haven't even had a bull run yet. Titan-X is so new. So you're getting exposure, ground level, to all these staking pools on what could possibly be the hottest ecosystem in this bull run. And you can only mint these NFTs for 28 days. That's it. And you'll never get them again. But if you mint them now, you'll get all the future staking pools because we have, the code is set up in such a way we can add to it. So that's enough for now. Sorry.
Yeah, did you have any other questions, Callum or Ali, before we move to the tokenomics?
Nope,
No,
let's get into the tokenomics.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so we didn't change anything here from Element 280. It's a 28-day mint phase. It is 1-for-1. Titan-X gets you 1 Stax. You can participate with ETH, and what we do with that ETH is just in the background. We mark it by Titan-X and then mint Stax with that. And then your Stax tokens are claimable 48 hours after mint. Same exact way as E280. And then after that 28-day mint phase, it's cap supply, and then we start that deflationary phase. And we decided against a buy-sell tax on this. That we're not building a liquidity web, and we're built on top of E280, which is already a tax token. So we felt like it was better to leave it tax-free. And that's also, we can discuss that how this benefits Element 280 being paired with it. This is going to drive a lot of volume for Element 280. For those Element 280 NFT holders, they should be looking forward to this. Our buy and burn is routing through Element 280. We're taking X28, buying E280, and then buying Stax from there. So this is another expansion pack. That's what I was calling Element 369. Like if you're an E280 NFT holder, you mint 369, you're supporting yourself because you're increasing value for Element 280. And I think Stax is exactly that same thing, where if you're minting Stax and you're adding that to your E280 bag, like it's only going to support yourself.
I'm just curious. So for E280, you guys did the Ethereum and Titan-X. People could come in and do either or. How much participation did you see with Ethereum compared to Titan-X?
I didn't do like an in-depth analysis, but like I just randomly, I would just go click on Etherscan on the contract and just scroll through like the last, 50 minutes, and I would see ETH riddled through there on every page. Like I was very impressed with the amount of participation we got with people bringing in ETH, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's fresh ETH coming into the ecosystem. I don't see why anyone would sell their Titan-X down to ETH than to mint this with their ETH, so it was enough of a success where I'm like, every protocol from here on out will always accept ETH. It makes 100% sense. That way, it's the easy button. Like you don't even need Titan-X to get into this. If you're completely new to the ecosystem, you don't need anything. You just show up with your ETH and bam, you're there and you're set up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are following suit, and that it was something so simple that E280 did, something so bloody simple that it makes no sense not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So see the minting phase. This is just for minting tokens. Or is this the NFTs as well? Is it always 1 Titan-X equals 1 Stax for the whole 28 days?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and like, why would you mint tokens over an NFT? Just to be more liquid, I guess, would be really the short answer on that. Like if, there's people that don't like NFTs, they want nothing to do with NFTs. you can still hold the token and you're still getting the price appreciation of the buy and burn from these staking payouts. So that's why this is like the liquid staking aspect that we're calling this. Like, just holding the tokens, you're not locked into anything, and you can, buy or sell as you wish. Whereas the NFT, you are liquid, you can burn it at any time, but you can't, once you burn it, you can't come back after that mint phase. So
It's just on the back of what Callum was asking there as well. Have you seen many secondary market sales of the E280 NFTs? I know, like, I would imagine that most people that minted them, they're like gold dust for holding them. Any that I minted, I certainly I did try to burn a few and compound back in at the start. But it certainly wouldn't be burning mine. But well, have you seen many sell in the secondary market change hands?
not a whole lot, but I have seen it, and majority of them are like set at like 10x the value. Like, they're reaching for the moon on their sales price. But I know I've seen specifically an individual was listing all of his NFTs at backing value plus 5%. And he's gotten several sells. I think he's got one or two left on the market if anybody's interested. But I know he was successful in making that trade. So in that case, like, somebody else was able to get in on the secondary market at I would consider a fair value. I mean,
Yeah,
backing plus 5% legit.
Okay, NFT specs. We'll move on to NFT specs. All right, Bad Sports has finally joined us. How's it going there, Josh?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just lurking there in the background. I'd had to just pick up a few things. I've been listening. I actually
You're always lurking about in the background.
Yeah, try not to be too loud. Just stay in the shadows. You know me. But yeah. So Utah's been sending me. You need to watch this stream. You need to watch this stream. I had so much going on. So I think yesterday I watched I caught up on the stream with the Mer, and yeah, love it, man. Really bullish on it, and hence why I wanted to make sure I jumped on here tonight. I've got a few questions, but yeah, let's carry on running through, and I've got a few things to bring up. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Sounds good.
All right, so we're into the minting of NFTs then.
Yeah, and it's got the exact same mint phase, 28 days. A small difference here is to be able to burn your NFT, you have to wait a full distribution cycle, which is 9 days. So if you've got an NFT, after you mint, you wait for a cycle to end. Say it ends the next day, then you wait a full 9 days, and then you can burn after that.
Is that distribution cycle part of the project that's covered later in the white paper?
I think so. Or we can go, Titan X distribution or reward pool. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
And same thing as the tokens. This NFT is after 28 days, it's cap supply, and then we go start that deflationary phase. And then we can just jump into these NFT tiers. Same exact concept as E280 with a few extra options, which I'm kind of excited about to see. Like what we saw with E280 was like easily 4x the amount of participation on people minting amped versions of the NFT, which is additional cost with no additional backing, but you get additional rewards. So it was like 10% extra on cost, but 20% extra in rewards. And we saw people love that option. So we're amping it up even more. So the amped option is still there. But now there's a super and let's fucking go tier, and same cost to reward ratio. Like the super, it's a 20% additional cost, but 40% additional rewards. And then the LFG is 50% increased cost and 100% increase in rewards.
Oof.
So I'm really excited to see what people think about that. I want to see like how many of each tier gets minted. It's really interesting. Like if you're one of those guys that's like, I'm never selling, I'm holding this NFT forever, then you don't care about that NFT backing because you're never burning that NFT. So you don't care that you you're not getting increased backing. What you want is increased rewards, and we're offering you a 50% discount on those rewards. You know, so you're paying 50% more, but you're getting 100% on the reward side. So like for the diamond hand people, like this makes sense. You know, if you're not sure, if you're like a mid range, you're like, yeah, I'll hold this for a few months and then I'll probably sell it. You know, like maybe just an amped or a super is for you. Or if you're like, I'm a short term player, like I want 1-for-1 on my backing, then just mint the regular NFT. And you're
See
still getting that cost.
the legendary in E280 was 10 billion Titan X. What was the amp? How much did you have to pay to amp that one?
1 billion extra, so
1
it's the
billion.
exact same as the legendary amp tier. So it was 11 billion total cost, and you got the 120x multiplier.
And now we have super, and let's fucking go. Like Titan X is so cheap right now. You know, hovering around $600 for a billion. You know, well, we're up at $1,400 for a billion. Obviously, I think it's going to skyrocket past that. But just even minting these now, and for some, I'd say, like you say, a lot of people really like the idea of paying the extra to get more rewards. I'll be really interested to see if people pay 5 billion extra Titan X to ramp up those rewards. That 200x multiplier is freaking huge.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But
dude,
there's a
how's
good
it
commitment to it.
calculated? How's it calculated? So is there the rewards, whatever's there, and then if you had, let's say, the let's fucking go 200 multiplier, that just gives you more a share of those rewards compared to everyone else. Is that how it's kind of calculated?
Yeah, the way we do is the math's down below, but it's simple. Like we add up all of the multipliers of every NFT. So there's like a global NFT multiplier, and say that global NFT multiplier is 1,000, and then let's say it's 2,000, and you've got that 200x NFT. Your share of the pool is 200 divided by 2,000, which would be 10% of the pool. So basically you just add up the multiplier of all the NFTs you owned, and that's your total NFT multiplier, and then divide that by the global pool, and you get that share.
I really like this idea because, like you said, it's adaptable, and obviously you're going to get onto it more in a second, but I don't think I've seen anything that you can only get in for 28 days, but it's basically a bet against the entire ecosystem. If you think it's going to succeed and there's going to be more of these protocols that are launching that are going to have staking pools, then you're just betting that the ecosystem does well. But you can only enter for 28 days, which is going to be so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be like E280, the kind of absolute FOMO of people rolling in.
I think for me there, I love that you've added in like multiple tiers there, because like I'm thinking now, like just looking at that, you could get one of each, all tiers, different get all tiers legendary, all tiers rare, all tiers common, and it's almost like an NFT ladder, like a reward ladder. So yeah, I think that's my plan.
I do want to be like clear that like it's the same cost to reward basis between the common, rare, and legendary. Like one legendary equals 10 rares, and 10 rares equals 100 commons.
Wow.
So like those tiers are just for users. Like if you're a whale, you don't want to mint 200 commons. Like for one, gas prices is outrageous in that. Like you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm really glad you mentioned that, because my initial reaction looking at this going, geez, seeing the 2x at the bottom, the 1x, the 1.2 was going, geez, the smaller guys are getting hit hard here, but they really are not.
Yeah, it's the exact same cost to reward ratio. So
I'll have to rethink my ladder now. I'll be back in a minute.
I mean, I've seen a lot of people that like instead of minting a legendary, they mint 10 rares. So like that's the same cost and reward ratio, but now you're more flexible because maybe you do want to burn a couple NFTs and cash out on that. Well, now you're not burning your whole position. You burn 2 and you still got 8 rares left.
And again, you might be able to sell a couple of the lesser value ones. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, it's there's too much good stuff in this ecosystem. It's so undervalued and so underappreciated still. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, the Titan X will have its day, no doubt.
Dude, what was the most popular NFTs for E280? What did most people mint?
I mean, the quantity wise, there was more commons than anything else. But like regular versus amped, it was like a 4x. We saw way more people minting the amped versions over the regular options. That's what gave me the idea. Like, man, people love that. Like, let's ramp it up even more. Let's see how much people like. Let's see.
The other thing as well, okay, whenever E280 launched at a great time when the whole ecosystem was freaking buzzing and on fire, and I'll say the way I was at that stage, you kind of like, yeah, fucking throw money at this, throw money at that, and so whenever I seen the maybe while we're a little bit lower, people may be a little bit pickier and maybe not going full on amp the fuck out of everything like it was for E280. Maybe that's why it was 4x the value, 4x at the time. Yeah, we'll see what way it plays out.
I would also, I mean, there's also a flip side to that. E280 pumped the entire ecosystem. From my point of view, it pumped everything because all those buy and burns were buying everything.
Yeah.
And so it was just pumping everything. So yeah, that was kind of I don't know. It's weird, kind of back and forth.
Yeah, go to any chart in the ecosystem and look at October 12th and tell me you don't see a change. Yeah.
The dude.
It's
just the dude being the dude.
That was a crazy weekend for just for like tracking the bots and everything. It was wild to see it all going on. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I believe that will happen again once Titan X starts to move a little bit, That's one thing about Hart's Law, right? You're paired with that asset, and that asset starts pumping, these leverage plays can pump even harder. But if that asset starts going down, we can go down even harder. So, but I mean, look where we're at. We're on the precipice of a major bull run. And I'm betting that Titan X is going to pump like crazy and everything else is along for the ride. Not financial advice.
LFG.
I'm bullish on Titan X. Yeah, let's fucking go.
Love it.
Did I hear you saying on another stream that you were going to actually have another name in there, but you thought it was going too far?
No. So originally it was like you got amped and then super amped and then super amped, let's fucking go. And I was like, no, like let's just break it up into single words. Like I like the way it's at. It's fun.
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, what have we got here? NFT backing stroke burn to claim. What's this about?
Yeah, so again, if you're every NFT is backed by tokens, you can see in the chart, there's a backing at any point. Well, not at any point. You have to wait a full cycle, but after that, at any point, you can burn your NFT and collect those tokens. It's that simple. And now you've just turned your NFT into something liquid, which I think is amazing. Like these hybrid NFTs, like traditionally with an NFT, you've got to list it on the marketplace and then wait for somebody to buy it. And if you're in a hurry, you might short sell yourself and just to get it sold quickly, or you don't have to do that this year. Like you can burn it, get tokens, and then now you can just hit Uniswap and there's zero wait and you're getting the value of those tokens through Uniswap. Like you can check Uniswap and say, all right, my backing's worth 1 billion. How much is 1 billion worth? And then you can see that NFT is worth at minimum that amount. If you want more, then yeah, go to the NFT marketplace, add a premium to it, add 5-10%, whatever. And you can't mint these after 28 days. So maybe someone's willing to pay that premium to get in on this. So it gives you more options. Yeah.
Good to move on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Titan X distribution. All right, let's go.
First things first, we got to set up that LP. There is a Element X28 LP, but we want to thicken that up because our buy and burn is routing through. It's going from X28 to E280 and then E280 to Stax. So to make sure our buy and burn runs smoothly, we're going to thicken up the E280 LP. And then we're going to create the Stax Element LP on top of that. And that's with the first 200 billion Titan X. Excuse me. And then after that, 100% of everything's going into staking. I think if you scroll down, there's 100% goes to buy ecosystem tokens off the market and max stake them. Like this is 100% buy pressure on these ecosystem tokens and zero sell pressure. Like to me, that's huge. It's really huge. We haven't seen that. I know Callum knows what that looks like. I know he's excited with Phoenix. We're excited to see this weekend what that looks like. And Stax will be no different. Just lots of buy pressure.
Okay, so sorry, just on that LP creation. So you want X28 Element X or what's going to be the biggest pool for Stax?
There's only one pool, and it's Stax Element.
Okay.
So it's going to ride that price appreciation of Element. If Element's going up, then Stax will go up with it, and it's going to drive a ton of volume. Like I was saying, like the only way to buy or sell Stax is through Element, and so it's going to generate a lot of additional volume for that token. And that's going to create additional burning and additional rewards for the Element 280 NFT holders. So to me, it's a win-win on that because Element 280, this is that expansion. This is another easy button, and it's supporting the other easy button protocols in that sense.
Yes, that's going
Just
to be
one question on that. So where you've got this is interesting to me. So you've got 50 billion Titan X's converted to X28. So is that whichever is the better rate? Is that at a contract level, or is that like a manual wallet that decides that?
So it's manually done, but it's through the contract. So we set up a function to do either or, and like whenever I'm setting up the LP, I'll check it out and go, okay, it's better to mint. So then I just toggle, okay, I want to call the mint function, and it'll just send that 50 billion to mint. If it looks like on market it's better rate, then I'll just toggle that function, and we'll just send 50 billion Titan X to market by X28. It's a one-time thing, so we didn't want to make it too complicated. It's just like a manual. Do I want this or that function?
No,
then
it's simple. There's no point complicating things. That's the best way to do it. Perfect.
Yeah. And then the rest of it, so 50 billion is converted to X28. And then we've got 150 billion that's just going to be market buying Element tokens over, 10 or 20, buys. We'll spread it out. Not obviously not one single buy. But yeah, and that'll be manually done by me, not like it's through the contract. So there's an owner function that says buy, and I have to click that function.
Is that whitelisted? Will they be whitelisted buys or will they be taxed?
Those will be taxed. Yep.
Nice. So that's great news for the E280 holders. Yeah.
This is huge for Element 280.
I know that's it. I'm looking at this now, going, oh,
because you're leveraging Element 280, and it's like Element 280 performs through lots of volume, and that's exactly what Stax is bringing. Because you're going to have all these different stakes that are all extracting value and kind of forcing it through Element 280 to benefit Element 280 more and benefit Stax more. This is like a win-win for Element 280 holders.
Yep.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't pick up. So on the when you streamed with the Mer, I didn't actually pick up how bullish this is for Element 280. So yeah, maybe I wasn't listening properly, but I'm picking it up now. I'm picking it up now.
Yeah.
I've got one question then. I don't know if it's somewhere else in the white paper, but for example, for Hyper, the payouts are in Hyper. How I'm guessing you can just go and buy Element 280. Will it be a different route and not go through X28?
Exactly it. That is the one special case. Everything else in the ecosystem pays out in either ETH or Titan X. And obviously ETH is easy. We just mark it by Titan X. With Hyper, we did not want to have sell pressure for Hyper. Like I refuse to, add sell pressure to anybody's tokens. So what we did there is exactly like you said. We're skipping the rewards pool, and that's just going straight to the buy and burn. So we're going to mark it by E280 with that Hyper and just shove it 100% of that into the buy and burn. So that's
into the stacks buy and burn.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this is huge because it's like Element 280 is perfectly built for this because you can add LP webs to anything that builds. So if there's something in the future that pays out in their own token, let's say, for example, Taurus, they're paying out in Taurus. It means you could have Element 280 on top and you're not selling down any of these projects because it's buying up into Element 280 and then buying up into Stax. It's like perfectly designed to go everywhere and adapt to pretty much anything.
Yeah, you're right. And some of the stuff in here is really, 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 really cool.
Yeah.
And we've got our initial list. If you scroll down on what we're staking in.
Do we get into when you burn your Stax NFT? Do we get into? Is there more on that later in the way? What I'm thinking, when you burn your NFT, what happens to the tokens that are locked up in it? Do they come on the market, or do you literally just burn them out of existence?
The tokens that are backing your NFT, they get sent to your wallet. So you burn a legendary NFT, you get 10 billion Stax tokens, and then you're free to do what you want with those.
And the biggest pool to sell those into will be that element. You could probably buy element 280 with the Stax. And there will be other pools to route through, but that will be
it's a single LP. I mean, obviously anybody can create LPs, but we're concentrating on a single LP. We want to just, like I said, Element 280 has already got that web, and it's able to spread its wings. And as new protocols come out, it keeps spreading. So Element 280, it didn't make sense to just have that web because it's built on the liquidity web of Titan X.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about whenever you're somebody wants to exit out, they burn their NFT, they get their Stax tokens, they sell them to Element 280. There'll be a tax there for the E280 holders. It's a fucking beautiful. I'm just really happy for my Element 280 NFTs here at this stage.
Yeah.
Yep. There's only one way out. You know what I mean? So yeah, you will have to go through E280, which at times, depending on how things are going, could be good or bad. But you know what? You're going to pay every time you do it.
Yep.
And E280, holders are going to be rewarded.
Burn them.
Just a quick question on the LP formation. So you have, how much was that? Was it 100 billion or 200 billion Titan X?
200. It's just scroll back up. Yeah. 100 billion is allocated towards one LP and 100 billion is allocated towards the other LP.
So during that initial formation, is that multiple? Are you forming the LP and then adding into that, or is that one single formation using that entire portion of Titan X?
Yeah, it'll be tiered. It'll be laddered buys with the Titan X into Element. And then once we've, if we split it into 20 buys, I'll sit there and call the buy function through the smart contract 20 times. And then once the smart contract sees, okay, you've made your 20th purchase, now I can call the create LP function. And then when I click that, it does a one-time mint of 100 billion Stax. and pairs it with whatever element tokens I acquired through those buys. And then bam, one-time event, you have your LP.
Cool. Nice.
And it's huge because, yeah, like Ali just said, if you build on top of Element 280, you're benefiting from this whole LP web. So any projects that build on Element 280, because Element 280 is the easy button for Titan X. As Titan X goes up, all the projects, it just lifts Element 280. So it's like projects built on Element 280 just benefit from that LP web without needing to even do it because they're leveraging Element 280, which I think
that is huge. And that is something that I'm finding a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't even think about building on Element 280. And I'm like, this is the perfect, like, why choose a single kingdom when you can build on all of them? Like, you build on E280 and you're building on the entire Titan X ecosystem. To me, like, that's massive. And you're not feeling that FOMO of, oh, should I build on this kingdom or that kingdom? You know, that's definitely something we're going to attack.
We've got a really important question from Paddy the Irishman. What percentage of your Titan X should we allocate for Stax? All of it.
Let's fucking go.
Ali,
you don't have enough. Just use all of your ETH. Don't get rid of your Titan X. Just dump all your ETH.
Ali's alt account. Paddy the Irishman is actually Ali. Right, let's go. This is good.
So yeah, and this is we'll make a decision closer to launch to decide what's best allocations on which pools that we're going to utilize. Likely Hyper is going to get one of the higher allocations because they are pretty hot with their staking payouts currently. But generally, we're going to try to do an even spread across the board. Because like I said, we don't really want to target any specific protocol and like take it over. We really want like a nice even spread across everything. And that way we want that consistent payout. So, and then like as time goes on, like I said, we can reallocate as things change. And as new protocols come out, we can, take away a few percents from these, this, and this, and then add it to this new protocol, and just keep rolling.
There's something interesting there that I want to ask your opinion on it. Okay, so we're building Ascendant at the minute, and if you mint an Ascendant, if you can use your Ascendant tokens to mint an NFT. And you lock up the reason you lock up your tokens in an NFT is because in the system there are Dragon X payouts, rewards payouts. So could E280 utilize, can it buy NFTs or only tokens? Could it buy if there's rewards coming from holding NFTs, can Stax allocate a portion to buy NFTs?
Not really following that. You're saying the Stax protocol is buying itself?
No, sorry. So, if when you're looking at staking protocols, Ascendant is essentially a staking protocol. It has a reward pool, but to get rewards, you have to mint an NFT and hold your NFT, and then obviously your share of the reward pool comes from the backing of your NFT. So, could that be something that could be utilized? Could Stax utilize something like that?
Yes.
Or would that not work through the contracts?
It depends. Like if it's an open mint, then yes, we can build a smart contract around that. Like we've designed this with a complete modular design where every single the ecosystem gets its own smart contract. So we're launching with like 12 smart contracts. This is the largest protocol we've built to date. And Pocketbook is feeling it through those audits. But
you could hold so that potentially the Stax protocol could somehow take the rewards from the NFT, the Ascendant NFT, which gathers the rewards, the Dragon X rewards from that protocol. Is that what we're saying?
Yes. No
Holy
doubt.
shit, that is fucking sick.
Yeah, it could start acquiring Ascendant tokens or Ascendant NFTs, and then starting to pay out the Stax holders, Dragon X rewards from Ascendant. Beautiful.
Jeez, that's
Yeah, I
nice.
mean, our preferred method is to just buy tokens off market and max stake. It's very simple and effective and supports that ecosystem with all that buy pressure. But if there's NFTs or like I said, I mean, every staking protocol is its own contract. So with Ascendant, we would design a contract specifically around that protocol. And then we would integrate it into the Stax protocol, allocate a percentage to it, and we're off to the races.
Okay, so these are you've got all the separate contracts written for all these ecosystem tokens that are going to be in from the beginning.
Yes, we don't have Eden and Ouroboros yet. So Eden is in development. That may or may not be at launch. Ouroboros hasn't launched yet, but we know staking's coming from them soon. And yeah, like I saw Taurus has staking, so we should look into that. Ascendant, like we'll look into any of these protocols that have staking options and see, does that work for us and what we're trying to do. But it's all custom code for each contract. So like, can we interact with every protocol? Absolutely, 100%. It's just a matter of doing the development code, getting it audited, and then inserting it into the Stax protocol.
All right, so these percentages is what these will be made public before launch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
But like I said, it's what we're looking at right now is a fairly even spread across the board with minor tweaks on this pool is not as popular as this pool or whatever.
So you've got 99% on Flux, I assume.
That's how my friend lost his Lambo the first time.
Order, your flux now?
I finally got my Lambo back, and you know what? I'm never going to miss another auction.
Perfect advertisement.
Love it.
Oh, fucking love it. Yeah, that was great.
Okay, let's go on to the reward pool.
Wait, so just quickly, dude, so every time you add something, you need to do another audit for every single, let's say Eden, it needs to have audits done for it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it should be, a much smaller cost than a full-fledged protocol because it's going to be a lot less code and it's very concentrated. And like Stax is already double audited, or it's in its second audit now. So like, yeah, it should be, there is going to be cost. Absolutely. But it's still, I think it's a perfect way to do this.
Yeah, so it won't be in all stakes, I'm assuming. Like, let's just say something launches, it has a staking pool, but it's not profitable. It just wouldn't make sense for Stax to enter it, right?
Yeah,
or not
yeah.
that profitable, like it's very low.
Right. We'll make decisions, on the fly as we see. We'll look into it and decide. You know what, we like this. Let's get into it. Or I mean, or like you said, is the juice worth the squeeze? Because it does cost money to do this. Every bit of it costs money. So the reward pool. This is. This is also like, you guys are loving this, but we haven't even touched on how much Titan X this is going to burn. This protocol is actually going to be the black hole of Titan X. Like every single one of the Titan X that goes into this protocol never leaves. What we're doing is we're paying out rewards in X28. So if we're pulling in Titan X, we're converting that to X28 and paying out our NFT holders. The Stax buy and burn accepts X28. Think about every payout that comes in that runs through our protocol. We're running it through either minting or market buying X28. It's going to be a ton of Titan X getting burned. Like that's something I'm excited to look at, is like us shoot up the rankings on Titan X Hub, as this runs, and like every payout, like we're going to be burning Titan X, every single one. That's except for hyper. Hyper, we're running straight into the buy and burn through E280. But everything else, like it's going to be burning. Like this is huge. And also, the way it's designed is, if X28 is below ratio, we're market buying it. And so we're helping bring that ratio back up 1-to-1. If it's at 1 or higher, then we're just minting through the protocol. So we're helping keeping X28 at that 1-to-1 ratio, which is, that's what we want to see, to continuously see Titan X get burned. Because the second it breaks just right above that, like there's an arbitrage opportunity, and people can, burn their Titan X, min X28, sell their X28, get their Titan X back plus profit. And we're going to be supporting that massively with this.
So you've got a potential 50, is it 50%? 50% burn?
Through the X28 minting, yeah. Yep, 50% burn.
Nice. This is actually my favorite part. When you got into this on the stream of the Mer, this is where light bulbs started going off, because I think this is great. So, the potential here for future builders as well is going through that route is just like, burning 50% of X on every mint. It's crazy. Fair play.
Yeah, like this will support the entire ecosystem, like no doubt, very well. So
really good.
It's actually a cheat code for projects to start going through X28, because you're burning so much, but you're keeping all of your economic energy. You're keeping 100% of it. It's and like you say, that you're going to be so up high on that leaderboard, and so much Titan X is going to be burned, which is going to benefit everyone. It might be like Element 280 again, where there's that event where it launches and then the whole market pumps. Hopefully.
The benevolent well that never sleeps, only market buys, never sells, and pushes Titan X through X28 forever.
That's a good elevator pitch.
Clip it up, guys. I love it.
So this is our distribution here. We've got auto compound. It's self-explanatory. The buy and burn, NFT holder rewards, the diamond hand pool, and Genesis. The diamond hand pool we didn't go over. That fills up, and it pays out 8% of the balance during a distribution cycle if somebody burns their NFT. If nobody burns an NFT, then it just keeps rolling over to the next cycle and the next cycle. But the second someone decides to burn and exit the system, it pays out to everybody else that's still there in the ecosystem. And then once there's, we've got it set at 12,000 multiplier points. So once we get below a global value of 12,000 multiplier points, it pays out the entire balance to who's left in the ecosystem, which is equivalent to like, I think it was like 80 legendary NFTs, top tier, something like that. So that'll be.
Sorry, dude. That diamond hand pool. Explain that. Explain the main part of that again.
So we have. Let me back up, I guess, with the cycle distributions. They're every 9 days. So as staking rewards are coming out, they're filling up into our pool. And then once 9 days hits, we do a cycle update, and it runs all of those payouts through into X28, and then allocates it to these 5 different allocations. So that happens every 9 days. So as an NFT holder, you're getting paid every 9 days. And then this diamond hand pool, on that 9 day, on that distribution, it looks, was there an NFT burned in the last 9 days? If yes, then it's going to spit out 8% of its balance and that's going to go to the next cycle for who's still there. But if nobody burned their NFT, then it doesn't pay anything out, and it just rolls over, and it just keeps sitting there. And then it waits till there's the last, man standing. And then once the global multiplier points goes below a threshold, it sees that, and then it just dumps the entire 100% of the balance to who's left in the protocol.
Okay, kind of cool.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. So every 9 days. So let's say into the future, really, really far, there's only a certain amount of NFTs left. 100% of that balance every 9 days is being distributed to all those NFT holders.
No, like once it does its 100% distribution, we stop allocating to it. It just,
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Wow. So that would be a huge payout.
yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And this is going to really go into that point where, like, what Element 280 has when people really want people to burn their NFTs. This is like the extreme, because if someone does burn, everyone gets rewarded.
Yep. And it's the people love it. Like it's so much fun. Like we have a burn bot, in our Telegram, and like daily updates, and you see like people are burning their NFTs and everybody's cheering it on every
Celebrates, yeah.
time. Yeah.
Nice.
It's great.
So just a quick, just something, and it's an imaginary horrible. It'll never happen. But what if no one burns any NFTs?
Then that pool just fills up. It just fills up. At some point, I feel like at some point the value of the Stax token is going to be so high that you're going to be forced to burn. Like if your NFT is worth $2 million, like are you not going to want to cash in on that? Somebody is. So like at some point it will trigger.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing.
I mean, we
For
thought
sure.
about that and we were like, oh shit, like maybe that's too low. So we bumped the threshold up higher. So like it pays out a little bit sooner than we initially designed it to. Because because there's people that they'll lose their wallet, their NFT gets locked up and they sent it to the contract on accident or whatever. Like we wanted to account for all of those things and still make sure this thing pays out when we want it to. Yeah.
Got it. Good.
So like during mint, we're allocating a massive amount to the buy and burn to really get that kick started. But then after mint, we start this sliding scale where we go with 80% compounding, and then every cycle, so every 9 days, we drop that 2% all the way down to 20%, and then it remains at 20% forever after that. So we really wanted to snowball this up front. Everybody understands compounding. Like doing that up front is like exponential growth down the road. So, but we don't want to just be like forever doing 80% compound. That would be insane. So that's why we're like, we'll get the ball rolling. And then as it starts rolling and picking up speed, we start backing off and increasing our buy and burn. And then at that point, like we're running.
And there's such a lot of really, really cool little small bits and pieces in this protocol. Well done so far. Like, it's fucking epic.
Thank you.
How does that sliding scale work with new? So if you introduce a new protocol to the system, in terms of how the compounding works with a new protocol that you add in.
If we're compounding 100 Titan X, like that 100 Titan X just gets split across whatever percent allocations we have. So if
that would be
Flux has got 99%, then they're getting 99 Titan X tokens.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, the theory here is that we don't want Stax to get too big and too wild. We want to scale it back so that the goal is to have it be a benevolent whale in all staking protocols, but not take over any staking protocols. So there's a balance there. So that's why we're scaling it back. And then with the buy and burn, well, I guess that's the next page. So maybe you want me to chill on that for a second, or you want me to talk about it? Because the scale and the buy and burn, they work together, right? So with that sliding scale, as it reduces by 2% every 9-day cycle, 2% is now allocated to the buy and burn every 9-day cycle. So every 9 days, you're reducing your compound and you're adding 2% to the buy and burn. So at the end, you have 20% compounding forever and 60% going to the buy and burn forever on a cap supply token that was only mintable for 28 days.
So that really incentivizes people to stick around because the buy and burn is just going to get more aggressive over time,
Yeah,
which is a whole other element to it.
Yeah, and that could be a good chunk of money. Those payouts, 60% of those payouts, burning a cap supply token. I mean, it could really pump it. It might take a little while to get this thing going, but once it gets going, man, it's going to be a beast.
I think so. Just on that, Rich Landon is in the comments there. He said the only point I have a little grief with is the 10% on the post mint phase. Thinking we don't need 60% burn 300 days away. Whereas what you're saying is that down the line, that 60% burn is going to be very, very useful because, some of the pages might start to get a little bit smaller. And if you're constantly putting 60% into the buy and burn, it should be enough to continually just keep having some sort of substantial amount, enough to keep buying and burning tokens that has some effect on the price. Would that be right?
I mean, like my thought process here is we want to incentivize people to burn NFTs. Like that's what we want. And if we give you a shit ton of rewards in your NFT, then you're never going to want to burn your NFT. But if we put a ton towards the buy and burn and we pump this token, we burn a bunch of the supply, and that backing of your NFT value is going up and up and up, you're going to constantly be like fighting yourself to not burn your NFT. Like that's what we want. We want people to really want to and have to resist not doing it, because it's a win-win situation when they do that. They exit and everybody else wins. But they win too. They're the ones deciding, you know what, I'm happy with this bag and I'm going to take that and go do what else they want with it. So like it's 60% burn and 10% to the NFT holders, but you really have to look at it as 70% is going to support NFT holders in one way or another.
Yeah.
And it might be 10%, but look at the token price appreciation. That's the main thing you really want to look at, is that token price, because if you're burning that much and you're buying that much, you could really pump the price. So the token value itself wrapped in that NFT could be worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then again, like E280, like what is the first thing we do on a buy and burn event? We take X28 and we buy Element. Like this is tons of buy pressure on Element and increased volume. Everybody that wants to take profits, they're paying that tax on Element on the way out. Like this is a win-win for everybody in the ecosystem.
And just looking at the liquid supply of Element 280, it says a lot. So that's easier to push up the. And I'm assuming it will be the same with Stax. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Very similar tokenomics. Everyone wants to hold their NFTs and have that their supply off market. So the liquid supply surely should be smaller, which means the price is impacted more by all of this buy pressure coming in. So it is, a win-win-win.
Do you foresee more compounding in the mint phase due to not having the tax?
No, because we're not with E280, we had 90% buy and burn up front, and we were able to run that, hot and really allow lots of compounding. With this, like we need Titan-X to use to feed the staking, pools. Yeah. So the buy and burn is going to be filled only by the amped NFTs. So if you're paying extra to amp your NFT, that amped amount, that's what's getting sent up front to pay the NFT holders and fuel our buy and burn. So there's definitely going to be compounding, but to the level of E280, I don't think it's going to be quite as insane. But there's still going to be like that same mechanic, just maybe not as insane. So I'm also really interested to see, like what the pie chart looks after mint with this slight tweak with these extra amplifiers, because that's people putting extra Titan-X in with no additional backing. So you're not inflating the supply, but you're adding more value to the ecosystem because you're still paying that Titan-X to go in to get staked, and then anything extra on top of that's going to feed other NFT holders and the buy and burn. So we're gonna be able to run this buy and burn without having that increased inflation. So I think these tweaks are going to be less compounding, but it's more beneficial to the ecosystem overall.
Yeah, some of these tweaks, like I say, seem to be absolutely fantastic. I hope they play out the way it looks like it could.
Yeah.
Okay, so just run through quickly with the way the ban burn works.
Yeah, you click the button. If there's enough elements in the pool already, then it just takes that element at a capper swap and buys and burns stacks. But this buy and burn is primarily getting X28. So we don't anticipate a whole lot of elements sitting in this pool. So most of the time it's going to see, okay, there's no element here. So it's going to take X28, cap per swap, and buy element. And then take that element, add a cap per swap, and buy stacks. So basically every time you click that button, it's a double buy. You're buying element and then buying stacks. And then burning 100% of that stacks that gets bought. So,
which is huge. That is huge. Like everyone, if you feel like you missed the boat on Element 280, Stax is literally going to be leveraging it. So if Element 280, I mean, obviously, if there's loads of sell pressure on Stax, then it's not going to perform as well as Element 280. But if Element 280 does a 2x, Stax is carried with it, and it does the same. So this is like, if anyone missed Element 280, that's an amazing selling point. And that's not even mentioning all these other huge amounts of volume that is going to be generated from all these stakes that is just going to funnel through to probably separate it from Element 280. In my head, it should outperform Element 280 token wise.
And I would say if you missed out, like you can still buy NFTs off the marketplace. You can buy the tokens off of Uniswap, and still, get that. Like the Element 280 is a cap supply. Like you can, like it's still a store of value. Even if you're not holding the NFT, you can hold that token knowing that the supply is constantly shrinking, and then you add stacks with that extra volume and more burn pressure on it and buy pressure. Like you can still definitely participate in E280 just by holding the tokens. And again, like that's even more liquid, because you can get in and out of your position however you want. And if you already are in E280, then yeah, this is the expansion pack. Like this is going to boost your rewards. Like this is going to support your own bags, which is that's what you're here for, right?
Yeah, and if you did build a project on top of Element 280, it's going to benefit from all of Stax's volume going through Element 280, boosting up Element 280, and if you build on top of that, it boosts up your project as well as being like we were saying, it's the S&P 500 of Titan-X. It's like the average of everything moving as one. So yeah, I really like how this is gonna, well, in my head how it works, and I can't wait to see kind of how it plays out.
Same.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, just real quick, you want to click the contracts there just to show you like the list of contracts. 1, 2. So there's, yeah, I mean, there's 5 main contracts: the token, the NFT, the bank, the vault, and the buy and burn, and then a contract for each staking contract. Like this is it's complex, but for the user, it's the easy button. Like we're doing all the work for you on the back end. As a user, you just mint the NFT and hold it. Like that's literally all you have to do.
Nice.
I think that's one of the biggest selling points is a lot of these stakes, you're locking up your funds and you don't have access to them for sometimes thousands of days. With Stax, you can literally exit whenever you want and you still benefit from all these rewards coming in. I think having that option is huge, but obviously there's the game theory there of if you leave, you can't get back in unless you buy off market
or you just play the liquid token game. You can you don't have to participate in the NFT because you're still getting that 60% buy and burn. That's supporting you as a liquid token holder. So
Yeah.
So we could potentially see Ascendant and Draco in that list in the very near future.
absolutely.
All right. So you said you're in second audit at the minute, yeah?
Yes. Yep.
You're not launching before Christmas, are you?
We have not solidified. I mean, I was just talking to the dev, and he is okaying it. I don't know. Like, do we want to announce a launch? I don't. Not just yet. We were so close to launching.
Oh man, I'm gonna drop it
announcing.
right now. I'm gonna drop it right this second. That's it. That's it.
Do it.
We are launching before Christmas. I'm
Nice.
not
Let's
giving.
fucking
I'm
go!
not giving. I'm not giving the date, but I will say we are launching before Christmas. Sorry, dude, I can't handle this, man. This is too much. I gotta drop the alpha, bro. And
Do what you got to do, man.
Utah
All right.
just blew his load.
okay, here we go. We are launching December 22nd.
Nice.
22 Master Builder. There you go.
Okay, good
There's
day.
the alpha. Yeah.
Fucking hell, nice.
I'm too excited, man. Plus, I want to put our flag in the ground, say, hey, we're launching on this date.
Oh, awesome.
So,
That's only 12 days away. Holy shit.
oh shit, 12 days
Oh.
of Christmas. Let's go. Let's go.
Brilliant.
Love it.
Yeah.
Utah.
That's brilliant.
He's like, yeah, I can't keep it in. I can't keep it in.
Yeah, I'll have to give him lashings in the DMs after this.
Uh, That's it. I suppose that you might get a nice bit of hard work up to Christmas, up to get it launched 22nd, hype for a few days, and really enjoy your Christmas dinner.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's going to be a jam-packed week for me, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'd say so.
The rest
All right.
of the
Anything
week-
else you want to touch on before we wrap it up?
I feel like everything was covered very well. Yeah, I don't think I saw any questions come up in the chat. Just a bunch of love.
Yeah. Anything you want to add about? Anything you want to add or ask, Callum?
No, I think this sounds as good as I thought it was. This is it answered all my questions. I was thinking mainly about projects that are launching that are giving out their own token or different tokens, but because Element 280 has this LP web, you can literally, it doesn't need to sell down any of these projects. It's just buying up into Element 280 and then buying up into Stax. So, I mean, there's nothing bad this is going to be so good. The way it's designed as well, with the buy and burn, get more aggressive over time, rewarding the long believers. I think even with I can't wait for this. I think this is going to be huge.
Yeah. Element 280 is a massive foundation for this. Like, it's so perfect. I'm so happy with how these are rolling out.
So the payouts are every 9 days, yeah.
Yeah, and we did that because we wanted to ensure, there's a ton of 8-day payouts throughout the ecosystem, and we wanted to make sure that we capture that. So every cycle, there's most likely an 8-day payout from every protocol out there that we're going to capture, and then have a full day to collect those tokens and have distributions. And, so that was the reasoning behind 9 days.
Yeah, it's kind of like, do you remember the old the old calendars of people who started to share of all the tight next payout days? You'd be able to create one for Stax, but have like the calendar could need to be completely full with so many staking protocols and so many different payout cycles for from all the different projects. It'd be interesting to see if people start popping up little calendars like that of all the rewards that are getting collected. But get X28 landed in your wallet every 9 days just for holding an NFT is another epic addition to the ecosystem, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's like what Utah was saying previously. Like, think about like X28 is just getting started. Once it starts going omni-chain and you got all these protocols popping up on all these other chains, you've got a drip of X28 every 9 days that you can utilize to go play in all these future protocols without having to sell down your position in any way. You just hold the NFT, and now you've got money to play with. So good times.
Nice.
And
Exciting.
12 days away. 12 days away. That's so good. Oh, I've just thought as well for Flux, for Blaze, Phoenix is coming out, and then you guys are coming in as well. So the amount of buy pressure, hopefully, this is going to be able to generate for those two. Man, this is going to be good.
Yeah, I'm excited to really dive into that on Thursday, like talking about like Inferno and Flux specifically. Like so much is going on for them. So much.
So Sunday the 22nd, and then you're launching this Saturday the 14th, Callum, yeah?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Let's fucking
Let's
go.
go. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
You know I'm meant me some of that, Phoenix. Let's go.
That's what I like to hear.
December's turning out to be back end of December's going to be good fun. I think there's going to be a definitely an increase in attention. There's going to be a lot of things launching, and early January as well is looking good. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for Phoenix this weekend. Thursday, this stream is going to be sick. We need to try and get everyone, all the founders, all the Inferno guys, get everyone on a bit of an Inferno mega stream.
Yeah, who have we got lined up so far? I see Goo in the chat.
The Inferno gangbang, actually.
Please don't.
No, it's going to be good. Yeah, and yeah, man, Utah, you really spilled the beans there. And 22, that's close to my heart, so I'm excited. Love it.
Yeah, it was time. It was time. Drop the alpha live on stream. If we don't make it, then I get to be the one on camera and say, sorry, we had to push it back. I will take that on the chin, but I'm confident we'll make it easily. We've already okayed it with the dev. We're in second audit, so it shouldn't be an issue.
It's all right, man.
So-
If dude gives you any shit, I remember him coming on the Sunday Spaces saying he was launching Helios and he had to put it back a week. So you can go.
That's why he doesn't want to do it. That's why he doesn't like dropping dates until he has the completed audits in hand, because he got bit by that and he doesn't want to relive that.
Yeah, I got a little bit of PTSD on the Helios launch. It was lots of things.
That's taking me back. That seems like centuries ago.
Yeah, that's like OG conversation there.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's on day 287. 287. It's crazy. Yeah.
All right, so Callum, have you got much to get prepared, or are you all set for Saturday? It's only what's that? It's only a few days away, really. Have you got everything set? I know it's quite easy. A lot of the devs can get all your contracts and everything deployed, maybe a day or two in advance. Are you getting all that kind of stuff done, or where are you at? Are you confident everything's ready and all systems go, or yeah?
I think as prepared that anyone could be. I think it's just doing testing, and just making sure the UI is perfect. But I mean, it's good problems to have. There's nothing major at all. Both audits came back clean, so I'm very nervous, but I'm very excited at the same time. I just want it to be out there.
I'm excited for you, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty. In fairness, it's a great achievement for you at such a young age to come into the ecosystem and have the confidence, not just to get out on streams, but to build this project. And you don't even have a large team behind you, do you? Really, it's just yourself and maybe a couple. Is there anybody else really involved?
I would say Mike Dean's been a massive help. I kind of reached out to him. He made all the connections for me. So he's been a huge help. But yeah, it's not a massive team. Yeah. Came up with all the ideas. So a lot of pressure, but I'm excited. And I think it's so good. This with Stax as well. So obviously we both have 28-day mints, and then it's capped and there's no more supply ever coming out. And I think going into early January, where hopefully all the projects coming out, the craziness of Titan X that's going to ensue early next year is going to be perfect to kind of have our projects be capped and no more supply come out. It's, in my opinion, perfect timing.
Oh man, I'm super bullish for Phoenix, but just hang around, Callum. We'll jump into a little bit more just to finish off. But dude, you need to jump off, right?
Excited for your launch. I'll be there on Saturday to check it out.
Yes. Yes.
But I do have
Everyone's
to run.
invited.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
Right, great to have you on, dude. Thanks for coming on, man.
yeah, appreciate it.
Brilliant. See you soon.
See you in a bit, dude.
Utah, is there anything else you want to say? Now he's gone.
Oh, he's not gone. My phone's going to start going off in a minute. That's okay. I'll deal with it.
Oh, epic. Love it.
Yeah, I just want to say, kind of, along with what Callum was saying, we're going to have the Shogun Mint finishing up, later this month too. So everything's just kind of coming together, and I'm getting really excited, Man, yeah, we're in a little bit of a pullback, and it's a little bit of a lull, and spirits are a little bit down, but I just have so much belief. I just feel like the fuse has been lit, and then once it goes, And if you can get in early on any of these protocols, now's the time, because I think Titan X is going to be around for a very, very long time, and if you're here right now, you're early.
Yeah, I think if you got in on day one mint on anything, you're good. I'm definitely minting Phoenix day one. I'm definitely minting Stax day one. So bring it on. I love it. I think we can really delve into all the protocols on Thursday in terms of really go hard into Phoenix. We've got GoX coming.
Yep.
Flare is built under the Inferno Kingdom as well. So yeah, we'll have a jam-packed stream Thursday. We'll get everyone on, and we'll jump into. What we'll try and do is try and have a bit of a session on each, and then just sort of chew the fat on the actual kingdom itself, and just it'll be good fun.
Yeah, sounds great.
Well, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, we haven't even spoken really much about a lot of the stuff. Obviously, we dropped the GoTex paper, but there's so many. We've got stuff cooking in the background that we haven't even really spoken about yet. Maybe, and probably, unfortunately, Thursday probably won't be the time for it. But at least maybe able to drop a few hints of what's coming. But we'll definitely do a bit of a dive. Maybe not a deep dive, but we'll definitely give us a quick skim over all the details of Phoenix on Thursday. I think it's important that we do that. With a launch 2 days later. So
we need to get Phoenix. We can't launch GoX until Phoenix is out, because we're sending X to the Phoenix contract. So we've been sat with sort of scratching our head.
Sorry for the delay.
Coming out,
Yeah, I apologize for that. But I think it's going to be perfect timing. Like you said, there's all these Inferno projects all coming out. I think Inferno is insanely undervalued in my opinion, and having all these projects that are coming out, burning it, supporting it, I just can't wait. I honestly can't wait. GoX as well. Yeah, that white paper is what you guys have done with the capped auctions. I think is going to be so interesting to see. That really is something new, and in my head it just makes sense. It's like forcing FOMO.
That was the plan for it, and it almost gives you those. I'd said it to the guys. It almost feels like the 10,000 NFT kind of mints, because the 288 billion tokens a day can disappear in a heartbeat. That's the plan. That's what we hope. So we'll see, but we'll dig into that as well on Thursday. It's getting kind of late here. Anything else you guys want to touch on before we wrap it up?
No, I mean, Utah, thanks for sharing Stax. I cannot wait, especially how close it is now as well. I think I'm so bullish on this entire ecosystem, especially Element 280 and Stax. This is going to be, very interesting, because I haven't really thought too much. Like, I do have Element 280, but this is going to really add another element for people to kind of look at.
I'm really, from listening to them run through the white paper, I'm just really glad that I hold Element 280 NFTs.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge, huge benefit for Element 280, like massive, because all the volume's going through it. And even for Element 2, if you're bullish on Element 280, having Stax is kind of like going to be a leverage play on top of it. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, pretty cool. I
Yeah.
one of my favorite part is that they can add and adapt, configure new contracts for anything that comes out. So, like for instance, right? So we touched on Ascendant, which that idea blew my mind that you can add an NFT reward in there. That's cool. But like we have a call with Dave, so Crypto Awesome tomorrow about Draco, just to get realigned and to start to sort of plan when that launch date's going to happen. So Draco has got staking, it's got staking rewards, and the fact that Utah and Dude can just, if they see that as a viable option, they can just pull that in, and that's part of Stax. I think that's so sick, really cool.
Yeah, we really wanted to build it out so that we could have it for the future. And then, you know how Jake is, he just comes out, right? Oh, by the way, X28, this is live. And oh, shit. Okay. How far are we in development? Can we integrate this into our code somehow? So we had to, go back, spend a little bit more money, but I could not leave that on the table without pushing these rewards through X28. If there's a way to use it, that's a 50% buy and burn. If you can incorporate that somewhere in your protocol, that's 50%. Okay. And it's drop it in somewhere, find a place to use it if you can. And we did. And so we're constantly going to push through it. And I'm super excited because, man, that's going to do wonders for the entire ecosystem.
Yeah, I really like that. So like we've been working with Smooth to develop Flare, and he had the exact same. We was 90%, 99, 95% through the development. We was ready to go to get it to testing, and it was like, shit, X28. Now what?
Yeah.
I feel you. We had very similar thoughts there. So yeah, you couldn't not turn it down. It's a no-brainer now for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad that he went that route also. I understand if somebody's too far along in development or it just doesn't fit with their protocol or whatever, but he did the same thing. He's like, wait a minute, because we're all here to burn Titan X and it benefits all of us. And if there's a way that we can do it more efficiently, man, let's do it.
There's Jake in the chat saying sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, Jake, what are you doing, bro? Oh man.
It's fucking up everyone's development timelines.
Yeah, we're all good enough to adapt quickly and do the changes that need to be changed.
Nice.
All right, well, let's wrap it up. I'm going for nearly 2 hours here tonight, getting pretty late in Ireland here. Yeah, great stream. Well done, Utah. You and Dude have come up with another whopper of a protocol. Absolutely amazing stuff in there, and massive. I suppose we'll have a stream on Thursday, but yeah, good luck at the weekend, Callum. Really excited to see you launch your first project.
Yep, and yeah, everyone watching, join Thursday. We're going to talk everything Inferno. That's going to be really, really good. Just to learn about all the projects. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so we'll probably end up discussing 10 to 12 projects on Thursday night when we do the Inferno Kingdom stream. Hopefully we get all the founders of all the different projects in the Inferno Kingdom on to share their thoughts on what we've got going on at the minute, what's coming in the future, and everybody can give a little bit of a overview of what they're building, what they've got coming, and even the ones that are the protocols that are out at the minute, the effects that they are having, and the successes, maybe the successes that they're having in the little Inferno Kingdom at the minute. So 10 p.m. GMT on Thursday, we'll all be back on here again on the Weekly Blaze channel. Talking about Inferno. So yeah, thanks very much for coming on the show again, Utah. Always great to catch up, and same for yourself, Callum. Bad Sports, we've got a meeting here now, do we as well?
Yeah, we got a call, my friend. We've got some stuff to start out.
So it's tomorrow. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in, and have a. Anybody want to say anything before
we appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Having us on the Weekly Blaze, the second time I've ever been on this channel.
What?
Yeah, wild, huh? Yeah, but let's go. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Callum, I'll be minting. Good luck on Phoenix. It's going to be the most exciting, stressful time of your life.
Oh, he has no idea yet. Yeah.
Thanks for having me on as well, guys. I really appreciate it. Really good stream.
Yeah, awesome. All right, thanks for coming on, everybody. See you on Thursday night.
Yeah, see you Thursday, Inferno Mega Stream.
Cheers.
Once upon a time in the bustling world of cryptocurrency, Titan X was born from a vision of a decentralized future where innovation meets sustainability. As the community rallied together, they faced challenges that tested their resolve. Criticism about mining being unprofitable, chitter-chatter of forever downchart, fear, doubt, and uncertainty about the project being dead. Then came the Dragon, the Bull, Helios, and the Volted One, to name just a few of the defending protocols that put the bears to flight. Additionally, with groundbreaking features like Proof of Burn 2.0, Titan X transformed obstacles into opportunities. Today, as we celebrate our first anniversary, we reflect on our journey and invite you to join us. Together, we're not just building a platform, we're shaping the future of freedom. Let's ignite this revolution.